Welcome to this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where three mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now here are your hosts, Darth Jada, Jason Mitchell, and Adam B.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
And I'm going to pull this sound down. We've got new headphones, so everything's all screwed up.
I can't hear anything.
Holy moly, our old headphones stank.
I was just about to say that.
Enough people actually donated to the show, meaning Jason.
Jason has
So we
donated.
got new headphones.
Thanks, Visa.
He dug deep.
Thanks, Dodge. Yeah, so we have new headphones, and I can actually hear everyone properly for the first time in months.
Yeah.
That's so thrilling.
That's true. You
for us.
haven't had headphones in a long time.
I really haven't. No, it's so thrilling to hear you guys this close to my cranium.
You know who would really appreciate some headphones?
Do tell.
Alien prisoners trying to escape from a prison asteroid.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God,
saying.
that is so true.
Yes.
That is so true and so relevant to the
It is.
movie
It is.
that we picked for this week's Halloween episode. What do you know?
Yeah, and again,
Yeah.
the sort of the idea behind the Halloween episodes
It's Halloween.
It
It's Halloween.
is- it's sort of going back and, as you know, we have the Alf to Seinfeld scale.
Wait,
which,
what?
Yeah, funny.
Yes.
Which measures if a movie or a TV show or whatever
Oh, dear
has
God.
held up. Okay.
I think I'll actually adjust mine, even though I've only just seen this
Yeah,
movie
that's true.
for
It's
the
your second
first
time.
today. No, not second time. I saw this movie for the first time
Today.
Oh, well, I meant this is your second watching.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, in the
Yeah.
studio. Correct. Fair enough.
But so the Halloween idea is we are watching things that bothered us, scared us, disturbed us when we were younger. And now we're seeing if they're still scary. So far.
I think we need to invent a new scale for this because Jason, maybe as a single digit kid, this movie might have scared me, but holy shit.
Well, let's
Seriously?
tell them what we're watching.
Critters.
It's
Critters.
1986.
86. Yes.
Yeah.
And the synopsis for those of you not familiar with the other
Critters.
version of hobgoblins is
This movie shamelessly ripped off hobgoblins.
God. So a group of small but vicious alien creatures called Krites escape from an alien prison transport vessel and land near a small farm town on Earth, pursued by two shape-shifting bounty hunters.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
That's all there is to it.
But when I was a kid, though, this movie absolutely scared the crap out of me to the point that, like, I was absolutely sure that there was one or more critter
Hovering outside of
critter
your window. Octopodes.
The Krites.
in my the Krites.
Holy Krites.
Critopodes.
In my closet or in whatever, because I think I don't remember, was it in this one or it might be in the second one where
I
the kid
haven't
actually opens
I've
up
only
his
seen
closet and a critter is in there. That might be in the second one.
It must have
I
been.
mean, there are a lot of jump scares even in the first one. So even if it isn't a closet, it doesn't matter. They keep busting through windows, out of dresser drawers.
Well,
they appear from everywhere.
it's a horror comedy, which I was I didn't remember it being, explicitly supposed to be a comedy, but it is
Oh,
a comedy.
Oh, very much so. And I was a few years older than you when I first saw it. I was not scared at all, but we laughed.
He was only
very
15 when he
hard.
saw this
Yes.
movie.
I was a teenager, but old enough to know better that the Krites were not going to be in my closet.
He had long hair. He
And
was
I-
wearing bell bottoms.
And I love Krites that
Zoink,
swear, that say the F word.
Yeah.
Yeah, the subtitles say the F word.
Yes.
The critters themselves don't say it. Or did they say it in the theater?
No.
No.
I would imagine
No, it
not.
was just a
No, I did
subtitle.
not see this in the theater. It was a VHS tape that we rented from Blockbuster.
What is
Which-
VHS tape?
Funny. Very funny. Which is actually kind of interesting because
I'm so mean.
the movie had about a $2 million budget.
Yeah.
Which is astonishing to me.
And it was like, that's the four times the
For 1986.
the Hobgoblin budget.
Oh, yeah.
The Hobgoblin was what, $500,000 or something?
If that, because Hobgoblins was all short ends.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's
they-
right.
Yeah, they
That's
had.
right.
It was low.
And that came after this,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
But what happened was, so it's a $2 million budget. By the end of the third weekend, it had made, I think, $5.5 million.
I mean, that's pretty good return.
No shit.
That's
That's
awesome.
$3.5 million in profit on your budget right there.
For sure.
You know? So you can, definitely understand why it is they made 4 sequels.
Yeah, I guess.
I think they tried to reboot it a few years ago, even.
Oh yeah, there's a 2019 version.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's
Little
in it. I know
CG
nothing
critters.
about it. It just, I'm sure the technology was a little bit better, but the one actor.
No, you can't make this with CG critters. Part of the reason this movie
Puppetry
works is because it's
puppets.
so obviously.
We love the puppets.
Same thing with Yoda in Star Wars. I enjoyed
Yes.
Yoda as a puppet way more than CG Yoda, for sure. But one actor that I immediately recognized in this movie, his name is Scott Grimes.
Yeah.
Now, where did you recognize him, and how did you recognize him?
From one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. It's called Mystery Alaska. It's a hockey movie with Russell Crowe, if you haven't seen it.
I've not seen it.
Kevin Durand is in it. Lots of great actors in that movie. But Scott Grimes is one of the hockey players in the movie. And Burt Reynolds is in that movie, actually.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. And he has...
Giving out mustache rides.
Damn it. You beat me to it. I would need your mustache rides
You
around
stole
here.
her punchline.
Yeah.
But Mr. Brown, where did you see Scott
Grimes.
Well, I'll tell you, when I first saw this movie, I did like the kid. He was no Leonardo DiCaprio in terms of acting capabilities, but he delivered. He was he was fresh.
Yeah.
What's his name? Brady? It
Oh,
starts with B.
no. His last name is Brown.
Brad.
This is the Brown family.
Brad. Okay, sorry.
Brad Brown.
Brady and Brad are so very different. I apologize.
But
Go
one
ahead.
of my most favorite epic miniseries is called Band of Brothers.
Fantastic. show.
Hindsighters, you may have heard of it.
Okay.
Premiered in like 2001, but it meant a lot to me mainly because many of my family fought in the European theater in Germany and over the skies and on the ground and so on. So it had quite a bit of meaning to me. But there was a character called Don Malarkey.
Best name ever.
Malarkey.
Don Malarkey,
Love it.
a real life character. In fact, he saw the most combat out of the 101st Airborne through many conflicts, and also lived the longest. He just died.
Yeah, it wasn't
3 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
wow.
long ago.
Don Malarkey. But the young lad in this film grew up to play that soldier. It meant a lot to me.
Interesting. This
Another
is-
interesting connection. Not to cut you off, although I just did.
But you're gonna.
Yeah, but I've had this queued up, so it's been spinning. I got to spit it out now.
Anyway,
Quickly.
Director and writer teamed up again to do another movie,
do tell.
Mr. Holland's Opus.
I love that movie.
But seriously,
Mr. Holland's old penis. You're welcome.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
derailed
Oh.
you in return.
and of course, M. Emmett Walsh.
Yes.
We need that old Blade Runner magic.
Who he and Scott Grimes have something in common. They
They're
were both
male.
on. This is true.
I had to
Well
just jump
done,
in
Mr.
quick before
Brown.
she revealed the actual answer, but proceed, madam.
The actual answer, I believe, is that they were both on Dexter.
Excellent.
Yes, Scott Grimes
Yes.
was somebody that Dexter put down. Same with, and sorry, what did you say the actor's name was?
M.
Emmett Walsh.
Yes, Dexter put them both down on Dexter.
He killed them?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
They were
how you-
bad men. Yeah.
Oh.
So Dexter put them down. But Scott Grimes, he was also on Justified. He's been in a lot of really popular programs and movies. So
And
he's been all
what
over
he's
the place.
currently in.
No.
Tell us.
It's like a Star Trek parody with
Lower
No,
Decks.
then we don't care.
no. What's the one with the Family Guy?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah,
He has a Star Trek parody right now called it's the name of the ship?
Orville.
Orville. Yeah, the Orville.
Jesus.
No offense, Seth. I stopped paying attention a while ago. Family Guy is
Yes.
making me
Death
sad.
No, but M. Emmett Walsh,
Love
obviously,
him. He's everywhere.
yeah. To me, he's
He's
the guy
everywhere.
from Blade Runner. That's what
Right,
he'll
right.
always be.
You know what?
Just
That
like
makes
Edward
sense.
James Olmos, he's just the guy from Blade Runner for me. But there's another guest
Not.
star.
Sorry, I was going to say not
no,
the
no.
other series that you're so in love with, Battlestar Galactica.
I'm not in love with Battlestar Galactica. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, never mind.
I don't think
I don't know you at all.
The 1978
I'm making
version.
shit up. I don't know.
Babylon 5.
Oh, yeah. He's a Babby 5
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
guy. Babylon
On that
5.
dead stop. Maybe we should take a break. No, but seriously.
No. No,
Oh,
you may
and-
not.
And speaking of, this cop was in one of the Star Trek. Was it Voyager?
He was Neelix.
Played Neelix.
Yeah, yeah. I can never remember his name.
He had a.
I have no idea clearly about anything, so I'm just going to be quiet for a second.
Ah, crap. What was his name? Or what is his name?
I don't know,
he's
but
still a working actor, of course.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
know,
And, of
but
course,
they
his name was
recycled
very
Forrest Gump's
obvious.
shirt from Forrest
Ethan
Gump.
Phillips.
Ethan Phillips.
And
I knew
his
that.
name
I
in the
didn't. I
movie.
didn't just get my phone out.
No, of course not. You usually make me look everything up, so that's.
But what about the biggest guest star, the most important actor?
Actress? Actor.
Oh, I was going to say actor.
Ooh.
Star of Titanic.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
And
I'm surprised you're bringing this up because of how
the
much
Phantom.
you hate
I am the
Titanic.
Phantom.
the Phantom. And
God himself could not sink this ship.
Tombstone. He was the.
that's right.
the
Yep,
very
Tombstone.
effeminate love
Nobody
interest.
knows. Like when you talk to people, they have no idea that Billy Zane was in Tombstone.
Oh, I can't
It's
believe
amazing.
People
Can't
don't believe Luke Perry was in it either.
Yeah.
Or was it Jason Priestley?
I was about
Jason
to say
Priestley.
what?
Jason
Priestley. Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
peop-
Billy Bob
peop-
gets thrown out of the
Yeah,
saloon
people
in the
don't.
very
Yeah, but they don't
beginning.
remember that. Yeah.
Well, they weren't big actors then. They
No.
didn't have a name yet.
No.
Val Kilmer was still on the up and up. He had a bit of a reputation, but he wasn't Val Kilmer yet, you know? So
So I can just imagine people at home going, "What's the movie about?" Like
No.
for reals.
I already told them. They
Yeah, I know. I mean,
You're not
you know,
missing a lot, folks. So what happens is that the critters escape. They
the
were supposed.
Krites.
Okay. Well, the reason why they're called critters, does anybody know?
Because the kid just calls them critters.
No, because that was the Earth version of what humans called them, because it sounded enough like, because Krites was a made up word. And since they were kind of varmint like and, you know,
Yeah.
pest like, they just called them critters.
Pest like.
Yeah, well, they were killing folks and
That's not
killing
pe-
things.
I
They
don't
were
know-
killing chickens and livestock too. So yeah,
I know, but I mean, when they also, shoot darts and kill people, I think that goes beyond varmint.
but in an article that I pulled up earlier, it was sort of a varmint pest like kind of thing. So that's why they were called critters.
Ooh,
Because there was
you critters.
oh them critters of mine. But
Well, it all depends on what galaxy you're from, right?
Yeah.
Whether they're dangerous critters or not. But I'm going to say it right up front. I love this movie.
I enjoyed the
I'm
hell out
sorry.
of it.
I love it, and it's the acting
Yeah.
very good, a nice ensemble.
It surprised you, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Secondly, the set dressing and the colors and it's more 80s than many films that I've
Yeah,
ever watched.
that's for sure.
It's like the Miami Vice of space aliens.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. And this guy right here, the guy that is Ugg,
Yeah.
who is the
Terrence
the,
Mann.
the bounty hunter,
Yeah.
Terrence Mann.
Who is like, I mean, Terrence Mann is a very highly regarded actor,
Extraordinarily.
And-
primarily on stage.
yes,
Yes.
tell us what roles he has played, Mr.
Rum
Brown.
Tum Tugger. Did you get that?
Yeah. We
No.
got it. We got
No,
that.
he was in Cats.
case the
he
groaning
premiered
didn't make it
the
obvious.
role Rum Tum Tugger. Not that Cats is that great of a stage play, but it made a
Sorry,
lot of
Miss
money.
Barb.
Yeah.
Made a
yeah.
lot of money. I
Yeah.
must see Cats. That's what the German people would say. Did you say scat? No, it's cats. I must see cats.
We have scat.
If you have scat, I want cats.
Okay, here's one of the few payoffs in the movie, gentlemen, to bring it back to the actual plot. So Brad, not to be confused with Brady, a completely different character, he is particularly in love with fireworks.
As is most kids.
Yeah.
His age.
I mean, yeah, that's what we did.
They put the bottle rocket in the eggs, and the eggs would explode everywhere.
That's right. It's a
So-
sexual frustration. We
Ex-
all had it.
Precisely. So
I have
Brad,
You two want to talk about this for a little bit, or
Would you
well, as John
excuse us?
Mulaney
Yeah.
says,
To excuse us.
wait, what?
I don't
Hold
know.
on.
Yeah.
But-
Wait. What did I agree to?
Exactly.
is this restaurant semen friendly?
Only if they're incoming.
Okay.
So anyway, Brad loves bottle rockets, and that comes full circle.
And M80s.
Yes.
He manufactures them. That's the thing.
That's the shiesty part of it.
It's like, yeah, this is the biggest one yet. And I'm like, can you show me your workshop, dude? Do you have like,
how many sticks of flares did you empty into this bottle rocket?
or maybe he might have just bought black powder.
Who knows?
Or
Tom Jane seemed to have a better handle on it in Deep Blue Sea than Brady does, or Brad does. I can't stop calling him Brady. God,
I like the family dynamic.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah,
it's a nice, wholesome family.
Yeah, the family works as characters, and it's interesting.
Too great.
It's interesting because and I don't give a shit on the frame. It said I don't give a shit on the frame.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to me, and I was like, sorry. God.
Well, you said I like that license plate.
Yeah.
And I was telling you what was on the frame.
Yeah, but I was looking at you.
Pay closer attention next time.
Here's Billy Zane.
Billy Zane has made his debut here.
Probably wearing.
He is Billy's
probably not wearing a wig. One of the few times that he isn't, because he's.
Well, he's really young, right?
He'd be rather young in 1986. So that's what I'm saying, is that this is probably his real hair, whereas in Titanic he was wearing a wig.
Yeah,
because he's been bald as a cue ball for the longest time.
I mean, please, Sean Connery was bald.
Oh no, I'm not insulting him. It's just
deal.
a bit of trivia. But they always give him.
It's not the worst thing you could do on set.
Wear a wig.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are worse things.
There are definitely worse things you can do on set.
Very worse things.
Like murder.
We digress. But the mother,
y'all are so mean.
the mother in this film was also the mother in E.T.
Yeah.
The extraterrestrial. And there's a nice play for that, where the critter actually is trying to communicate with a stuffed E.T. Did you see that in the later? Ends up biting its head off.
I wish I had known that, because you guys have both been to my house. I have that porcelain E.T. that my mom, or the ceramic one that my mom made back in the 80s.
Oh God.
She made it and
I
painted
love that
it.
thing. Yes.
He sits in my kitchen, and people either love him or they hate him. They creep him out, or he creeps them out, or they love him. Who knows?
I don't think E.T., I don't think it would creep me out as much. I mean, it's not like the hobo doll from last week.
The hobo doll was rough. The ceramic
that is no
was
lie,
rough.
by the way. That is literally the doll that my grandmother gave me, and because my grandmother gave it to me, by God, it was staying in my room.
Well, I mean,
staring at
we've
me.
talked about this. Ceramics, stuffies, anything from the 50s is just. I don't know what it was about proportions
Sorry.
But like toys from the 50s were just creepy as shit, but we keep them as heirlooms because they were supposedly special.
Until our parents die. Then straight on the bonfire.
Exactly.
Like right out the window.
Bottle rockets. Explosions.
Yeah.
Going down.
Yeah. When they go to hospice, all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Toy Story with that little doll, with the eyes open, the baby dolls, they would lay down, the eyes would close, they sit up, the eyes open.
That
They're
doll was
so
completely
freaky.
bastardized into an erector set. That was completely different. It's not like it was just a
so
doll.
Kids could practice erection. That's what you do. If you're playing with an erector set, I don't
want to play with you when you have an erector set nearby. Okay?
I'm just going to hide behind you for a moment.
Right.
Yes. So we got the mother from the extraterrestrial. We have Billy Zane with a full set of hair.
Mm-hmm. And a dad who drinks out of mason jars.
That was one of my notes. He's clearly drinking moonshine at supper out of a full mason jar.
But I don't know if he is, though.
She sipped her variant beer.
No, because in the previous scene when they were having breakfast, he has his mason jar and he's like pouring syrup in it.
To sweeten it, I would assume.
But I mean, is this guy just getting blitzed on?
You never know.
Maybe he's an alcoholic.
I think so, because
he might be.
He's the regular American farmer guy, and his kids drive him crazy, and his wife is trying to handle the kids, and
so he becomes a ferocious alcoholic.
I mean,
that's why I did it.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
but yeah, he has to deal with the kids and the wife fussing at each other all the time, and you're totally right. Brad is in his room just
He's making
concocting his own explosives.
Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah. Kids go to jail for this shit.
They do now
in special
nowadays.
places.
But early on there was foreshadowing.
Yes,
which we missed. It was, I believe that was a Y-wing.
It was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Y-wing. Painted silver.
So there was no copyright.
George Lucas, you just cool your jets.
for the
Cool
instead
your
of an
starship.
X-wing.
Yes.
It's a Y-wing. So, gentlemen,
It's
explain
like poetry. It rhymes.
what is a Y-wing for the hindsighters who don't know.
Oh.
You guys get into your nerdy technical terms, and not
it's not
everybody
an X-wing.
understands them.
It's only a rebellion strike aircraft
Yeah,
that
but not
did
everybody knows
yeoman work at the Battle of Yavin.
that. Okay, whatever.
Okay, we're going deeper than I need to.
That's
but-
what she said.
At least in my childhood, we used to love to blow things up with firecrackers.
Oh, yeah.
Spaceships, models, G.I. Joes, Evil Knievel.
So you were
Evil
Sid
Knievels.
from Toy Story, is what
I
you're
was-
telling me.
Every kid was Sid from Toy Story.
No, I was not.
Do you
I was Andy. I loved my toys. I didn't.
Oh,
want
you didn't blow up your own toys. You blew up your buddy's toys.
No, I didn't do that
Yeah.
either.
There was always that one kid who really wanted to fit in. And so you could convince him to give me that G.I. Joe thing, you know?
No wonder you wound up in a haunted house. That was your retribution from
do you
God.
remember the Band-Aid, the metal Band-Aid tins
Oh,
Yes.
of course.
with the flip-top lid?
Yes.
with the orange and the
Yes.
purple and the green? Yeah.
Yeah. I actually know a guy who still has a piece of one embedded in his chest.
Is it Mr. LJ?
No, it's not. No,
Oh,
LJ was not present for this.
Okay. That's creepy. So gentlemen, I have to tell you, during this portion of the movie, I got a real Marty McFly vibe because April, the daughter of the wholesome farm
Yeah.
family, is clearly trying to seduce Billy Zane, and he's
being very nice.
He's being a complete gentleman.
Yeah.
He's mostly out
until
of
they
fear.
bone later.
Yeah, mostly out of fear because he's like, well, I saw the 3 shotguns on your dad's wall, so maybe not. And she's just like, oh, don't worry. My parents never come up here this time of night. And she's just completely climbing all over him like a damn jungle gym. And he's trying to resist her, but then they make out for approximately 3 hours.
They do. It's the longest dry
clothes
hump
off.
in
Yeah.
history.
No clothes off, nothing. It's just
Not even upstairs, outside.
exactly. Even though they're upstairs and outside. So yeah, they make out for approximately 3 hours while their Bruce Campbell lookalike dad is running around.
I actually
trying to kill the
thought
critters.
he looked like the dude from The Walking Dead and 1,000 other movies.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
He looks nothing. Oh God,
Maybe-
Jeffrey Dean
maybe that's
Morgan
not who
is
I'm thinking of
infinitely
then.
handsomer than this guy.
No. He looks like somebody else, and I cannot recall it.
Well, okay, I've got to ask you guys because April's still trying to seduce Billy Zane. What's the point of no return when it comes to a woman trying to seduce you? Because she's kissing, she's like nibbling on
What a
his
fascinating
ear.
question.
She like goes down to his neck. Like, where is it where you're like, oh, screw it, I don't care what the consequences are. I'm definitely doing it with this girl.
I think it's more of an equation where it's sort of like,
There's a lot of variables in that equation.
what's the risk?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if the risk is sufficiently low, I don't care about the other variables. Let's do this.
well, because
Move
I mean,
ahead. Move it
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
It's because it's all danger. That's what stops you.
okay.
You know,
so
if
the
she's
fact that the dad has 3 shotguns on the
That's a
wall,
good
that
one.
would be a good deterrent.
that's a good one.
Is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
If she's
Okay.
batshit crazy,
That is a
That
huge
has not
That's
deterred
variable.
enough men. No,
I actually said no to a woman because she was going to be committed the next day. And she wanted to hook up with someone. I'm in a bar
no,
and she's telling me the story. And I actually bravely said no. I still regret it. I'm sure it would have been a wild time, but I did because she was batshit crazy.
How did she respond?
She was very angry.
I'm,
Yeah, she was angry at me. She was attractive too.
so wait, that's how that works. If you're going to get committed, they give you like one last day out. You go
Go
to the
get
park.
laid with the dumbest sailor you can find.
Funny, I didn't quite think of it that way, but now that you mention it,
Well, but he wasn't the dumbest.
No,
because surely
she found a dumber one.
Yeah,
was
See, there it
because
was,
you have to imagine like she
it was
just went to
Fleet
the
Week.
next guy.
she did. But the funny thing is, she moved down the bar, and then she just came back to me and said, "Are you sure?" Because everyone was shooting her down. I couldn't believe it.
What
Man.
did she look like?
No, she was attractive, but I think she put out of kind of a crazy vibe, like
it's in the
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
like April.
It's,
Yeah, men can tell.
Yeah.
No, it's totally in the eyes.
It's
Like,
a thing.
We've been at wedding receptions before, and Josh and I will sit down at a table together, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so and so, and this is how she relates to the group. I don't know everybody else." And he was like, That girl has crazy eyes.
Yeah.
And that's all he'll say. And he's not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. And he says it very quietly to me. But I'm like, is that just a code? Is that a thing that you guys know? That
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it was the thing I heard somebody told me a long time ago. Look, just rub one out. And then if you still want to be with her.
See, that's okay. On a different level.
Then go for it. But if afterwards you're going, you know what? It's not worth
That's
it.
kind of a difference on a very different scale. That's how women shop when they're trying to be responsible.
They rub one out.
Me too.
No, they look at something that they want and they say, okay, if I want it a month or a week or however long from now, then I'll buy it.
Okay.
That's how I buy things.
That's discretion.
That's very similar to
it has nothing to do.
masturbating.
It has nothing to do with that, but it sort of does.
That's why I
because
was
you're
kicked out of the Woolworths.
the dime store manager kicked your ass out. You cotton-headed ninny muggins. But anyway, Billy Zane.
Whoa.
Zane
Not a
is-
racial thing.
I mean, I didn't say midget. Oh, damn it. Anyway, Billy Zane has been making out with April
a long time.
for approximately 12 hours now. While the dad goes to investigate whatever noise they just heard. I missed it. Sorry, what was it that the mom is freaking out
Well,
about?
she heard a trash can-y sound outside, which, could be a cat or a raccoon.
Yeah,
or-
but it wasn't followed by a like,
Well, it
so-
also wasn't followed by two red eyes staring in through the window.
As
Oh,
it
okay.
happens
that-
later.
yeah.
No, it was the ship crash landing.
Yeah.
It shook.
Oh,
shook
that's
the world.
Oh, that's right. I'm
Shook
sorry.
the world. We're not.
This
We're
is
not.
the
Yeah,
movie that
They got to find the dead cow. and a few other
Because
things.
the critters are only in. They only show up if you exclude the beginning. You never see them in the beginning. You just hear about them. You see the ship, but they actually show up
you
with
see
about
the
an.
little eyes and
Yeah.
you see like allusions to them. It's
Yeah.
not really
With
them
the camera
as-
on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
somebody
that.
put a camera on their dog. Let him run out.
Run, Rover, run.
Oh, look where he goes during the day.
But Jason, I have to say that the relationship between the dad and Brad reminded me of you and David.
It's
because
sweet, isn't it?
It
is.
kind of is
It is
because
sweet.
he's like, quit lying to me and just come the hell on. I've got to keep an eye on you
Yeah.
or else your mom is going to get more upset with me.
Well, or like how he says the whole thing, like, no dinner for you tonight,
your mother
he,
made you a plate.
yeah, and then he brings a plate up,
But he's
and he
like,
sits and talks with him.
But he says, he's like, you better thank your mother. She made you this
Right,
plate.
right.
It's very Chris Rock in the sense where he's like, your dad is, you grow up with your dad saying, oh, thank your mama for doing the wash. Thank your mama for doing dinner. Thank your mama for this. Thank your mama for that. What does dad get? The big piece of chicken. And dad has to fight all the battles that mom doesn't want to fight.
But that's not true, because when he becomes, teenager or close to teenager, you're not getting that big piece of chicken away from him.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
I haven't seen your kid in a while, so I don't
my
know.
kid eats like
His legs are hollow.
It's insane. It's just ridiculous.
I think I'm going to go for seconds, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh man, I guess that's it. No more for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, what's funny is that he still tries to pull the, oh, I'm so full when he doesn't want to eat something. And it's like, dude, I saw you eat 2 cakes yesterday. The one thing you're not right now is full.
Ever.
with some of y'all that never ends, because I tease Josh all the time, because if I don't feed him enough at any given meal, he'll be in my kitchen and I hear the cabinets clanging back and forth, and I'm just like, are you like a campsite bear? What the hell is wrong with you? How are you still hungry? You had half a chicken.
Look, most men, myself included, we could eat all day long and just
How?
Oh,
Doesn't
put
it get
cheese on it.
uncomfortable?
Put cheese on it.
God.
I can't. No.
Oh, it's like last Friendsgiving. Your wife was like, Adam, you don't need all this food. You took home like a tray of food and ate all of it in like a day and a half.
She says you should always leave some on the plate. It's like, no,
What?
that is not what I do.
When I cook for you, I like it when I see empty plates, because
And
that
that's
means
what
the food was good.
Yes.
And I tell my wife that. I say,
It's a very
people like
Southern
when you
thing.
eat their food.
Yeah, you have to eat all the food. At
No,
a,
but she-
at a guest house.
Well, she's a Yankee
Or
girl.
But she
You
was
must
surprised
have
when
a
you
little
took
bit to
home an
show that you're
entire
not-
tray.
Ooh,
That's
she's the
what she was
finest people from all of New York City.
Do you think that's wise? It's made of ostrich. Anyway,
Be quiet,
So the-
Cyril.
the
You were only
ship-
invited to round up
The
the
ship
numbers.
has landed. The
Yes.
Krites are free, and they're feeding.
Now-
Hungry. We're
now-
hungry.
right, there's a movie.
The first kill is coming up, and unfortunately, it's Neelix. Ethan Phillips is about to die, which is a shame, but he does in his next life go on to be a star of a Star Trek show.
Well, he had to die because he's one of 2 police officers that they have in the entire city.
Right.
Minus, what's the older guy's name again?
Emmett Walsh.
Yeah. He specifically picked a name that's hard to say. You always sound drunk when you say it.
Emmett
Walsh.
Like judicial system.
Judicial system. Yeah. Neelix is a cop. He's not very good at his job.
No,
he's the Barney Fife.
He's always hitting on the dispatcher.
Yes. He is the first person.
Want to go get some coffee and donuts sometime?
It's so nice.
No, that's literally what he says to her, and she's like, "No, I'm washing my hair that night. Leave me alone, Jim or Jeff or whatever his name is."
Aww.
Oh, and the critter tries to go up his pant leg.
Yeah, well, it's
very,
weird. Yeah, what's also weird is that the critter attacks him, but there's
it goes up his pant leg, but then somehow pulls him by his shoulders or something underneath his squad car.
But then when they find him though,
his head's out.
He's out. Yeah. Like the critter went, oh God, he tastes awful.
Hold on a moment. Are you telling me that there are continuity
believe
errors
it or not,
with this film?
Yeah.
But it's funny. I know how an actor reads a script like this. It's like, oh damn, I'm killed in like the first act. Shit. But then it's like, oh look, I come back as one of the aliens.
Yeah.
So I get a little more money. I get to shoot a little bit more. And I look at films a little bit differently now.
Unless you were on Sex in the City 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of coming back, segue.
I think there's a break coming up.
We are going to take our first break, so
it's not subtle.
We'll be back in 1 second. And we're back. And
Critters. Yes.
We have just seen a critter.
The first one.
Yes, the first one. I wanted to point something else out. Stephen Herrick, the director.
Yeah.
This was his directorial debut. I mentioned Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh, sorry, Stephen.
But do you know what his next movie was?
Do tell.
I don't
Bill
know.
and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Something strange is afoot at Brad's farm. That's it.
Okay.
We'll take it.
All right.
It's called a non
Come on, you guys are so slow tonight. Bring it.
Yeah. So the critters are surrounding the house.
And seriously, I can't get past this Bruce Campbell comparison with the dad now. That's
really.
Well, it's the hair.
I'm not seeing it.
It's really the dark hair on top of his head that I don't know, and it's something about the bone structure.
Okay,
I reminds me of Bruce Campbell. You're welcome, Darby.
I have a question. Okay.
Una pregunta.
So, the critters, they want something.
The Krites?
Yes, the Krites. They want something. What do they want?
Freedom.
They want freedom.
Okay.
And they want food.
Okay, now the food
Freedom
part.
fries.
Yeah, the food part.
That is a
really
old reference.
That's a very old reference. Yeah,
Yeah.
2000 and I'm sorry.
Freedom toast is a possibility.
If they want food, and they're in a place that has farms, wouldn't it make more sense to find a place with, say, a bunch of cows, and you could just eat to your heart's content?
They ate a cow, and they go after a chicken, and then Brad has to go and collect his cat Chewy at some point. So they just don't discriminate when it comes to food.
Well, yeah, but it's like, why go through the trouble?
Here's my thought. They
Okay.
also like a little bit of a challenge. A
Okay.
cow is just going to stand there and let them eat it. These
Just
guys
gonna
are going
take
to
it.
run. They've got weapons. It becomes a little bit more of a game.
So they're like very small predators.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. They're like
The ultimate game.
That's where they got the idea for predators.
I guess so.
Critters.
Except they can't.
Did you notice the other thing about the bowling costume?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
there's a pin in the back. It looks like almost like an
So
alien.
what
Well,
Jason's talking about is
yeah.
the fact that the dad
yes,
on the
thank you.
farm, he's part of a bowling league, and the reason why the other people in town know that there's something wrong is that I think his name is Jake, but doesn't the mom call him Jay throughout?
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, that's just her pet name for him, but he doesn't show up for bowling, and neither
That's
does
what
she
she calls
that
him in
night.
the bedroom.
Ooh. Oh, Jay. But yeah.
That's how he's
Because that's
shaped.
what
He's shaped like a J. He's got a little hook to
looks
him.
like a
Well,
schwa.
she'll curve to the left. It'll be all right.
Yes.
A schwa. I caught that.
Did you say a schwa? Oh my gosh. What a nerd. I haven't heard schwa since high school.
Stop hitting me with your chair.
Oh, I'm so
Calm
sorry.
down over
God,
there.
it's getting
But
excited here.
so I was
Critters.
saying something about the parents.
The
bowling league.
The bowling league.
So
Yes.
their bowling league team notices that they don't show up for the, what do you call it in bowling? A match?
No.
No, are they playing against other teams, or it's a bowling league? I know that,
Yes.
but like,
League?
okay, so they don't show up for the league anyway. And
Joust.
that's a bowling joust. That would hurt worse than regular jousting, I would think,
It would be pretty bad.
depending on where you hit somebody.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's probably not advisable.
No,
But the
do you get to wear armor during the bowling joust?
If you want to.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's up to you. I took bowling in college, so I know. I actually took it twice.
Oh, you know what? I did too.
Yeah,
And
'cause-
golf.
Oh, I see.
I like both of
We
them.
didn't have golf. Yeah, I needed a PE credit one semester, and then I just needed an hour. So I'm like, hey, bowling.
You
Bowling's
guys were
good.
part of the problem when I went to college because I was a varsity soccer player in high school, and then I get to college, and our PE coach is telling us, hey, you have to run around the Kennesaw Green and do a mile, which is 4 laps around the green. And people were like, can we walk instead of run? And I finished it in 8 minutes, and then I could just blow off the rest of the class because then I was done.
Phrasing, boom.
I mean, most girls aren't as fast and feisty as I am, but
She's a fast
April
woman.
was fast.
Yeah.
why
fast
can't
one.
all
Feisty.
women want that? But no, that's the thing.
I'm going to describe the bowling shirt at some point. I'm just telling you.
No, please do. But
Pastels,
Yeah.
pastel colors.
it's a Charlie Sheen shirt for
Yeah,
you
continue.
Zoomers. But
The
yeah,
back of the shirt has a
Bowling is not a
homage to the
No.
Ghostbusters.
yeah, it totally is.
And
He ain't afraid of no critters.
the colors, the two-tone colors on
What
his
kind
shirt,
of colors?
they're the same as Egon Spengler's uniform, not in the movie Ghostbusters, but in the cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters.
Oh my goodness.
So
Which
it's a little nod.
rejected Ernie.
Yeah.
So is that really the real Ghostbusters? If Ernie wasn't
well,
allowed to be a part of
You know
it?
that? Well, they only said that because there was an old movie from like the 30s called Ghostbusters, and
No. It was a 1970s Saturday morning
it was 70?
show.
Oh.
Yes, with Forrest Tucker and Larry Storch. I used to watch it.
And the ape, remember the
Ghostbusters.
big ape?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, that's doesn't have anything to do with critters.
No,
Um,
I was
I have no idea what the hell
Do you
is
know what
going
other
on.
show Forrest Tucker and Larry Storch were?
F Troop.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
thank
F
you.
Troop, yeah.
Moving on. Another favorite of mine.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? You've never even heard of F Troop.
I don't know what the hell is going on right now.
What? I see their mouths moving, but I don't know what they're saying.
No, but see, that's the thing though. Like we're
Is this
talking.
how people feel when you and I fall down our rabbit
Yes.
holes?
Well, no, but think about this for a second. So, like, you could be in the future somewhere, not that far in the future, talking about The Office, and people go, "What? What is
That's
that?"
never going to happen. John,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's never
Oh,
gonna happen.
yeah. No, it'll never happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Oh,
It's
thank
gonna
you.
happen.
That's when you know you're old.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you know you're old. So I had a gathering with some of my high school friends, and being the youngest person in the room currently.
It's
Unlike
a
when-
gathering.
Yeah, no.
Jonah.
But we were talking about, when do you feel old? And it was like, oh yeah,
Every fucking morning.
Yeah, I try to
When-
get up. Another
when you
fucking
sneeze
day.
wrong and you throw a rib out, that's when
Yeah.
you feel old.
you ever do that thing where you sneeze and you feel like it feels like something moves in your spine somewhere?
Or when you
You're
turn
like,
your neck too fast and
I hate that.
and you feel that pinch of the nerve.
It's like
and-
hot water
Yeah,
running up your head.
exactly,
Yeah.
It's worse than the
Funny bone.
The funny bone elbow. Yeah.
You know, I was actually talking to somebody about that the other day. Hang on. And
you
it's
know
been
you love it.
no, this is important. And I cannot remember the last time I hit my funny bone. And I used to hit it like
No, same with me.
all the fucking time.
Now that's all we're gonna do for the next 2
Yeah,
weeks.
oh, no, we've
because you
cursed
had to
ourselves.
Freaking say it.
It was at least once a week as
Yes.
a kid you hit your funny bone.
Well, because as a
I don't
kid-
remember the last
No, I
time.
cannot recall.
Either my funny bone has gone away or I just don't move as much as I used to.
No, I
gonna
have a theory behind this. So the reason why is that you're so freewheeling as a kid, and like you run everywhere, and you're excited
Yeah,
about
yeah.
everything. But as an adult, you're like, shit, I have to do this, and you move at a slower pace, and you just don't care as much. So you don't just
Yeah.
whack your elbow into things.
More body control.
Yeah, that is true. And I
That's
also,
very important for men, ladies.
yeah, as a kid,
for
I don't
those of you who
remember
don't know.
waking up and going, fine,
Again.
one more
Really?
time.
So
Once
here-
more under the breach.
Here's
so
the-
Billy Zane.
The zine.
Oh, yes.
The zine where Billy Zane, he reached up to grab the not the 8-track, it was the cassette.
Cassettes, yeah.
The cassettes. And the critter bit off 2 of his fingers. I love that scene.
Now,
2 very important fingers.
Well, he could have
Given the
used them
situation.
about a half hour ago, but not anymore.
Yeah,
No, they've just been making out for a solid 6
I know.
hours. It doesn't even matter.
But the
What
girl,
were you about to say, Jason?
no, I was just,
the girl is aggressive. She grabs a pitchfork, tries to take out a
Well,
critter.
she's
The-
aggressive no matter what.
Yeah,
She's
she
aggressive
is.
with Billy. She's aggressive
with
with the critters.
critters.
well,
And the
she
ki-
just got cock blocked, so she's gonna have some. You
No,
know,
she completely wimps out. She goes like comatose, kind of like the daughter in Death Wish. She's like, damn it, this didn't happen. So I'm just gonna be.
I'm in love with the critter now.
I'm just gonna let my 12-year-old brother save
what
the
is
world.
the opposite of cock block? Hole stole? The hole was stole?
Yeah, I could see
I
that.
guess the hole stole.
Log
Get it?
jam,
Did you get it? I don't know. But anyway, she's beating the tar out of this critter.
finger in the dike.
No, good luck getting a finger in a dike.
Yeah,
Try.
no shit.
It's
Yeah,
hard. But anyway, the
Darth, your comments.
critter, let's move on. The critter
I
eats
hate
one of
both
his
of you.
firecrackers.
Yeah.
And it explodes and he burps a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the
smoke.
first payoff, and he dies. It's a
And then
very
he
I know
enemy
it's
death.
it's very subtle. His cheeks just sort of expand.
It's super wily coyote, swallowing his
just
own
womp.
dynamite, and he literally just womps over.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's such a funny concept. And again, going back to the whole idea that when I was a kid, this scared the hell out of me. Now it's hilarious.
Oh, it's hysterical.
Oh,
I
because
could barely pay attention. This movie was so
It-
fucking ridiculous.
it is. It's so much more a comedy than I remembered.
And I'm sorry, I have to point this out. This is like a running bit that they don't call enough to where, what's the dispatcher's name? Do we know?
Sally. Call
Sure.
Harv, please.
Whatever. But she starts out in like a robe, or she devolves into a robe. Either way, she's either dressed up and then gets dressed down, or was dressed down and then dresses up.
Because she has
you see her.
curlers in later, I remember.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know why.
Then she starts out dressed up as if she was going to go on a date, but then everything goes haywire in the town, and she winds up with curlers and a freaking robe, and she's
Yeah,
eating
it-
chocolates or bonbons or something at the
let's
end.
address that later.
It-
That
it
a
is-
little
it is
strange
odd.
now
It
that
is-
you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it
Maybe
is.
she wasn't lying about washing her hair because she's setting it.
Oh, maybe.
But that means she already
She
washed
really,
it, and
she
then she
really
had to set
did
it.
want to bang Neelix, but she had it booked to wash
she
her
even-
hair.
she
You can't
says
move that
later.
around.
She says later.
Hindsighters back in the day, that was the excuse we used to get. I
Mm-hmm.
can't go out because I've got to wash my hair, or resorting your sock drawer. is
I'll do it.
popular. Yeah.
How many times did that happen to you, Mr. Brown? Oh, I
Don't
touched
take
a
me
nerve.
back to that
Oh, no.
time.
You just did.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. See, for me, it was always more of a I don't want to. You know,
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
they lost some subtlety when I was in college.
So another question in that case
You?
is that like,
Gross.
and I think that's the difference. Another big difference between men and women is that women are not used to rejection. They're pretty
No.
much taught that it's like shooting fish in a barrel. If you
Well,
want to go
yeah,
out with a boy,
yeah.
he typically wants to go out with you, and that's usually true.
Yeah.
But I've been turned down in my time. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like I've asked a boy or two out here or there that I like. And
I've turned a couple of dates down.
Not many, though.
Not many.
Not
It's
many.
and it was going back to what we were talking about earlier, it was like, no, red flag.
Crazy eyes.
Crazy,
something
crazy,
wrong.
crazy. You know, there was actually a girl who she was with one of her friends and one of my friends, and I came up as a topic, and there was like a dance or something coming up.
Okay.
And the two girls were like, you should invite Jason. And she goes through the dorm and she's coming up to my room to ask me. And my friend runs to his room, calls me, and he's like, get out of your room. Get out of your room.
They're
I'm
in
like,
the building.
Jesus Christ,
The
what's
call is
happening?
coming from inside the house.
Meet me outside. I'll explain.
Oh my God.
And then he told me why. And I was like, dude, thank you.
Puffy vagina.
Oh, no.
You had to
No.
go there, didn't you?
Well, Rick and Morty already did. So,
it started
okay,
somewhere else.
Okay, so you've turned people down too. All right, that's interesting to know. But so I'm assuming that it was
But
pretty
it's
extreme.
rarely.
I'm not asking for
Rarely.
specifics. We don't want to dox anybody or whatever the term is these days. But I'm assuming it was an extreme circumstance that made you not want to go out with this person.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because I look back on it and I go, what the fuck? I should have just gone.
Well, you're
You know,
bitter and crotchety now. So
I don't know.
who knows?
It's I guess the years have given me enough cynicism / wisdom to go,
Yeah.
the fuck, just
What
go.
would have been the harm?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and we'll circle back to me. So, Mr. Brown, what are reasons you've turned women down in the past? When and if
It's
you
only
have.
that once, and because she was going to be committed the next day, and I really I projected forward. We were alone. I was vulnerable, and she had a meat cleaver. You know what I'm saying? And a
How
big
do you
knife.
know she had a meat cleaver?
Well, she would have been in my apartment.
Yeah,
I
and
would
he
have
had
taken
he
her
owned a
home,
meat
and
cleaver.
I had
Yeah.
meat cleavers.
How many?
Oh, so she had access to a meat
She had
cleaver.
access
Okay,
to
I thought you
cutlery.
meant she was just carrying one around.
No,
What a great apartment. Where's your meat cleaver?
I need it to slice bacon in the
You
morning.
know what really makes me horny? When a guy owns a meat cleaver. Oh my God, I got like 7 of them back here.
Does he have a meat cleaver and a trust fund? Always make sure, ladies. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I was just a little nervous. You know, that's all.
Here's my question about that story, because I'm dying to know more. Did she lead with the "I'm going to be committed tomorrow" story? Like,
No, because he's not kidding.
No.
in hindsight.
Because she
was really going to be committed.
yeah,
so-
like did she go
No.
bar to bar with a card? Like,
No,
Hi,
she was. You could
I'm
tell.
with the FBI.
free sex.
Yeah, she was. She was being very aggressive, more aggressive than anyone had ever been with me. That was strange. And then
Stranger danger.
And then it got to the point where it's like, come on, I'm going to be going away for a long time, and I just
Jail?
Oh, I didn't ask for details, but her friend said, yeah, I would not want you to connect with her.
Damn.
She's going away.
When her
for a while.
friends are telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just once again I regret it. I probably but
See, now they're of the age where they're just like, why didn't I
Yeah,
just
because now
go
it's just
for it?
like,
My God.
could have just plowed her.
yeah.
Yeah, but then your lives would have been totally
And then when
different.
she goes-
yes.
It would have been a butterfly effect.
It would have been a
sort of thing.
parallel
Yeah,
universe.
exactly.
Just when you flip the coin.
That's true. There is actually somewhere out there.
There are
There's
no
a universe.
multiverses, Abed.
Yes.
But, okay.
I want to point out something about the critters.
I
Yes.
was going to go into my own thing, but okay.
Well, no, this is very quick.
Yes.
One of their they have 2 modes of motion, which is a stagehand throws them from off camera, or
Rolls them like a bowling ball.
or a stagehand drops them.
Yeah.
That's how they move.
Or they stop puppeteering them and then they fall
Yeah.
over.
So to kill a critter, all you have to don't aim at the critter. Aim at the stagehand or the puppeteer.
Oh my God, that is the secret.
And that's it.
Why has this not
Yeah,
occurred to
you
anyone
know,
yet? My God.
I could be an alien bounty. I can't shapeshift though, so
I mean, you and Brad could travel the universe together. It would be
I think they're
perfect.
cute now. It's funny.
Yeah,
I know.
they are kind of. They're a little adorable.
So, Darth,
Yes.
your story
Yes. We interrupt.
Oh,
of rejection.
Well, okay. I seem weird in comparison.
This isn't
to you
Carrie
two.
Elways, is it?
No.
Okay.
But John Mulaney says,
God damn
it. No, seriously. One time when I turned a boy down, he was particularly hurt, despite the fact that I was just like, hi, I really appreciate you asking me out. That is so sweet. And I appreciate, just the
Don't do
gesture,
that.
but Why?
Because you're giving them hope. You're
No,
giving
no,
them
no.
something to work with.
I said I appreciate the gesture, but I don't feel that way about you, and that's not going to change.
Something to work with.
No, I said that's not going to change. What are you working
something
with there?
to work with.
How? Explain to me how.
If you had just said, no, fuck off.
What are the odds of it working out? 1 in a million?
Then,
So you're saying.
And I got a chance.
see,
No.
but by then, why not move on to another girl who might be crazy about you?
We're stupid. Haven't you figured this out yet? We are not bright as a species.
So being completely honest and open with y'all doesn't work, because I thought that was kind of the key to everything. Like when you ask me where I want to go eat, I'm like, oh, wherever you want. And I actually mean it when I freaking say it. Like what's the problem here?
We're not used to women being direct.
It's not my fault that y'all married high maintenance women, gentlemen.
Oh no, this is no.
Or
no,
that
no.
you've dated high maintenance
more
women in the
pervasive.
past.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Let me go ahead and correct that on camera. I'm sorry, ladies.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember the first time I got into a fight with a girlfriend and had no idea what we were fighting about. And
What'd she say? I can probably tell you.
I mean, this is high school.
I'm not a typical girl, but I do speak it.
Yeah. I don't remember. I just remember talking to my dad, and I was like, Dad, like we're in this huge fight, and he was like, well, what's it about? And I don't know. And he goes, yep.
Okay.
He goes,
I can help you guys.
welcome to the club. And I went, you mean it's just random and crazy? And he said,
That's why Joe Rogan says you settle down with any given woman, because with any other woman, you're gonna have to learn all the moves from scratch. Sex,
Yes.
conversations, everything. And I used
red
to,
flags.
Yes.
When she's getting pissed.
Well, I used to serve as kind of a Rosetta Stone between the boys and girls that I hung out with in college, because my friend Marcus, he approached me once and he was on a date and he said, Jade, it went south and I don't know why. Can you help me figure it out? I said,
I
sure.
took my penis out. And then all of a sudden.
Hey, he's a nice fellow. No, none of that happened, Marcus. That's why I'm using sort of a nickname for him. But he was like,
His real name is Jeffrey Jones.
God. No, he was at dinner with this girl, and you two will know this by now. You're well seasoned and you'll know what happened. But he was at dinner with a girl and he lost conversation with her within about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They had nothing to talk about beyond that. So
yeah, that's tough.
he was just trying to make conversation and be polite. And he looked at her and he was like, so what are you doing this weekend? And she was like, oh, I don't know. What do you want to do?
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, you see what you did wrong there. And he said, no, what did I do? I was like, you asked her out again. And he goes, how? How did I do that? I said, because all a girl's goal is on a first date is to get a second date. How do you not know that? That's how our mothers teach us. That's
Sounds
how
like
we're taught.
sales, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's just-
it really does.
No, that's
We got to
exactly.
get the second meeting. Once we
Dating-
got the second meeting, we're in.
yeah.
We want the second meeting, and we also treat dating
And
like
don't sell past the close.
Oh, that's right. That's the biggest mistake you can make.
Sorry, I said we. For most women, it's they want the second meeting, and it's a zero-sum game. If Angelina gets that man, that means I don't get that man. Women are really aggressive when it comes to dating.
Here, this is a story that I want to share because it's so
Which is all
it's
related
so-
to critters.
It is actually. It's very much related to critters because it's so humiliating.
Because Billy Zane was there.
Okay, I've only been on a few blind dates. Very few blind dates.
I've only been on one.
on
No, two.
and I think like three. You know, one I became good friends with. One,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah. But there was this one that, so I'm going on a blind date and it's like a friend of a friend of a friend. It's this distant thing. And it was when I was on set and we were, I don't know what we were filming, but I managed to slice open my hand.
Ouch. Oh, I hate
The
to sound
day,
that.
like literally it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm supposed to have dinner with her at like 7.
I mean, do we need stitches at this point, kind of slice? Or what are we
I should have had stitches.
Oof.
Yeah. So, being on set, literally it's like,
And you're holding a camera on set.
I was
damn.
second AC.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was on the dolly and it was mainly.
Okay, never mind. I assumed.
So it was okay. But no, but literally to do that though, we took like put a Band-Aid and a Band-Aid and a Band-Aid and then duct tape and just duct taped
Out
around
of that
it.
metal box that Band-Aids used to come in,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That you alluded to earlier.
And it had a bullet hole through it. And so, like, we're supposed to get out of there at a certain time. We got plenty of time to go home,
Sure.
change, do something with this, and go on my date.
This is going somewhere.
We go super long on the shoot. And so I literally go straight from the shoot to the date. And I'm like, well, this is going to not work very well. But let me see, because if she's really cool, this won't bug her. It did bug her. And
But
But
you
wait a minute.
didn't bug her.
no, like 30 minutes into the date,
Yes.
she goes, oh, I see some friends here. She had actually stationed friends
Smart.
at another table in the restaurant and invited them over to join us if the date went south, which it went south.
I have multiple questions.
Okay.
One of which is, when you said that your hand bugged her, why? Because was she disturbed on your behalf, or was she just bothered that you were
she was
enough to have an injury?
No, she was very, you know, and it was
Mr.
like I was in my work clothes,
Right.
You know,
So to her, it kind of looked like you were
No, I
a little
mean,
sprouty
With
route.
a bum hand.
yeah, but I mean, I explained
Yeah.
it. I was like, I was working until such and such, and I
But
hurt
you
my
went
hand.
out of your way to still go on a damn date
I
with the
didn't
woman.
cancel. Exactly, I didn't cancel the date.
See, me, I would have reacted the exact opposite. I would have been like, oh my God, I feel bad that you felt obligated enough to not reschedule.
Not every woman's alike,
Exactly.
as you know.
No, I would have felt guilty. I would have been, go home, rest. God, get back. I don't
don't
want
say
you
that to a
bleeding all
guy.
over your entree.
No, because then the guy goes, "No, it's fine. A little wound doesn't hurt me.
Tis a scratch.
I'm
It's
so
just a
much of a
flesh wound.
man. I'm so manly. That
I guess.
I'll cut the other one now."
But so
Yeah.
she stationed friend. Well, some girls have to do that in case something bad really does go down.
Yeah,
but that's
understandable.
not
And it was like 4 people.
That's not on that level.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
that
you-
doesn't warrant having a posse in the
Yeah.
corner.
I'm like, wow,
Absolutely not.
I almost respected it. Like, wow, hats
No,
off.
some women,
You
even
know?
restaurants have policies now where if you go to the bartender and say, hey, I'd like an angel shot, or hey, I'd like this shot, it's specific code so that if you're on a date where you feel threatened, they'll call you a cab, depending on which shot you order. They'll call you an Uber, or they will literally walk you out to the parking lot to make sure that you are not in danger.
That's cool. That's good.
So
They should really publish those.
because I'm not a big fan of internet dating. I've never been on an internet dating site ever because mostly I don't want to be made into a
Critters.com.
skin suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Skin suit. Oh, man.
I mean, the Christian Bales of the world, or the Patrick Batemans, rather.
Yes.
They're out there, gentlemen.
Hey, he's
trust
mayor of
me.
Los Angeles.
Oh, dear.
No, governor of California. Sorry. Jeez.
I was like, when did that happen?
No. The
I must
governor,
have
Gavin
missed a vote.
Newsom. If you ever watch an interview with Gavin Newsom, it's Patrick Bateman.
Oh, dear.
Like, it's so.
Oh, I thought you meant
It's so
Christian
Patrick
Bale was
Bateman.
literally like
No,
in office
no.
now, and I was like, when did that happen?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The
His state of
Batman.
the State of the Union would be, oh, good for you.
Good for you.
I'm fucking serious. I'm gonna change taxes, but
To play the part of governor, I've lost 80 pounds. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
the point where he's
That's
atrophied
what the script
in the ass.
said.
Yeah.
So anyway,
There's not a lot to this movie.
No, there's not. That's why we fell down this rabbit
Yeah,
hole
there's really
so
not.
badly. I was afraid this was going to happen, but yeah. So now, I was right. She devolves from being dressed up, the dispatcher. She's in a nice dress, and she's got like a little sweater on. She has nice earrings, and then she slowly devolves into having curlers and like a
Now, why do
robe
you
on.
think that is?
Maybe she lives at the police station?
But that's interesting because I did notice that. Didn't think much of it, but
Well, of
now
course
that
she
I
didn't.
do,
Man.
I know a man.
Well, like Dune, there's probably a 4-hour-long director's mega cut
yeah.
I would hope so.
of Critters.
But don't go see Dune in the theaters for IMAX unless you want to go deaf.
I
That's
don't
all
go to
I have
IMAX. That's
say
why I don't
about
go
that.
to IMAX.
Yeah.
But yeah, she does devolve into just her nightgown.
Yeah.
Because you have to wonder if she was sort of playing hard to get with what was the police?
Was her
name?
hair
Helix.
curly before?
It was.
Okay, it was curly.
That's why she has her hair in rollers.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
how she's curling her.
No, I was saying, is that a continuity? Is that like, did they just do that and just put the curlers in there?
No, I think
I have no
think,
way of knowing that.
As Jade mentioned, I think she really did want to go out with Neelix.
Because she was playing hard to get in. Because you hear her say later, at first she's like, no, I'm not going for coffee and donuts. I have to wash my hair. And then later, when he's dead and she's only getting radio silence out of him, she's like, I'll reconsider the coffee and donuts. Come back. Like, answer me, please. And she tries to keep hailing him all night. But you have
She's
to
like
wonder.
the antithesis of April.
Yeah.
This is
Right?
true. She
You see?
doesn't. She
So they
doesn't
had
put
some
out so easily.
September?
They had some subtext in
She's
here.
more of a Marty McFly's mom kind of gal. She does
Oh.
not. She does not call boys on the phone. They call dispatch and contact her.
Marty McFly's mom was,
No, I know, but
yeah, she
she's
was
the-
more like April.
But am I losing my mind? She's the one who told Marty, like, nice girls don't call boys on the phone, right?
Yeah, that's true. And
I
then
know
she,
how
and then
she
she
was
wanted
in
to
re-
bang him. So yeah.
No, she was a
Yeah.
complete slut once he went back to the past.
But no
like,
phone calls.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. God, you made me feel crazy because she was the one who was like, yeah, nice girls don't call boys on the phone. They don't do that.
But when you get older, you change a little bit. Yeah, you know.
I mean,
You
I've called
become
you
more
both on the phone.
conservative.
Well, I told you when we did that episode, I dated a girl who would not.
Oh, you've said this so many times.
Wouldn't call me.
Oh, I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I was with.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me a call sometime. I don't call guys.
Yeah.
A girl
No.
told me that.
Her mother. Oh,
No,
this
but a
is
girl
about
told
you.
me that once. I just had a flashback. I'm like, what? You don't
Yeah.
call guys? That's kind of weird.
It's like when you're invited to call.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Well-
doing this.
Well, and Jason, you have no one to blame but yourself in that scenario with your old girlfriend because
True.
didn't her mother look like Tom Petty?
Yes, actually, to be fair, she looked like Tom Petty, but not as attractive as Tom Petty.
Oh dear God.
If I had to sleep with either her or Tom
It
Petty,
would be Tom.
oh, I'm doing Tom
well,
Petty.
he'd have really big props.
He would,
So I mean, there's that.
and he could sing me a song.
Jason's last dance.
Aw.
Aw. But yeah, and
The
he
critters are
would, too.
gay. They got married.
They got married. But
So Brad is going to get help and he's going to hop on his bike and take off.
Yes.
And
But
it
you'll
just-
never guess what's standing right by his bicycle.
and just
A big ass critter.
so
Hey, sailor.
oh,
Fuck
hey,
you again.
Sarah.
And he
But-
pushes the bike over.
And that's literally all it does. And then it sort of chases after him. It rolls after him. I get
Yeah, the
they're
stagehand throws him.
It's very Sonic the Hedgehog. They just roll after everyone. But my question to both of you gentlemen, since you've seen this movie multiple times, is that the critters get bigger the more that they consume prey, right? But no, that's not the question.
Okay.
But throughout, you see these random paws like reaching out from wardrobes or closets or wherever. And
They're much bigger than the critter hands.
thank you. Yeah, it's clearly a human with a,
No,
like a glove on.
there's a reason for that, though.
Do tell.
And
That's my question.
okay.
Please
A
answer.
theatrical reason?
It's a biological reason.
Oh, okay.
Puppeteers' hands are too big to fit in little tiny gloves. So
What? Hollywood is
Yeah.
ruined for me.
But no, you are actually you bring up a good point about the critters getting bigger.
yeah, because
right?
they're so tiny. They're like smaller than my little dog.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
they're-
all of
yeah.
a sudden they have arms about this size
Yeah.
out of nowhere. So-
And eventually, towards the end of the movie, we get sort of a giant critter
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that makes sense. They're like
who
whether-
looks exactly from the back like Sweetums from the Muppets.
Ollie Wally Sweetums gonna get him now. I love Sweetums. What?
That was so thorough.
that was. I
Did
don't
you ever see? Yeah, I own the Frog Prince on LP. I love that movie.
He just said LP.
That's where Sweetums
Did you
was
guys
in.
Yeah,
hear
no,
that?
I know. Yeah,
It's Frog Prince, right? Or was he elsewhere?
Sweetums.
Sweetums.
He was in a. He was in like a shitload of.
Stand by.
All right, fine. I'll get a pic. You'll know who I'm talking.
Oh yeah, big
here.
kind of big nose. Clearly, there's a human being in there.
I'm gonna make Jason look it up because I'm just
now
hearing
I'm
clicks
dating
and whistles.
myself. But I
Sweetums.
there he is. There's Sweetums.
Oh yeah, I do know who that is.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Sweetums.
Okay. Sweetums. I did not know that was his name. I will
Yeah,
admit.
a few people do.
I
To be fair, most people don't know who Sweetums is.
Yeah.
okay.
They know him as the big Muppet. You
But
know.
he was going to eat Kermit, who was the Frog Prince.
Is that where Sweetums debuted?
Yes.
I knew he was trying
I'll
to
be
eat Kermit.
damned.
It was
yeah.
a 1 hour Muppet special called The Frog Prince, and it had Prince Robin.
So he
They
was
call
basically
me Sir
Alf.
Robin the Brave. And
Oh my
history
God,
one
I've
day
got
will rave.
I've got to look this up tonight.
look it up.
I don't remember that. And I'm a big, my kid got in trouble at school,
Ruh-roh.
and I promised I
What did
would
David
I
do?
would shame the teacher.
Yes.
So they were
Oh,
doing,
so David didn't actually get
Well,
in trouble. He got in
oh, no,
trouble
no,
for
he-
bullshit.
yeah. Well, you tell me.
Let's see.
Okay, so
court is in session.
Okay, so actually, before we do that, let me reset
gonna
this
take a
stuff.
break?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
And then I'll tell you the story about how Kermit got my son in trouble.
Remain on the edge of your seats because that's the only portion
Don't
that
go
you'll
anywhere,
need. We will be
Hindsighters.
back in 1 second.
And we're
We're back.
We're back.
Wait a
Oh, we
minute.
had so much fun while you guys were gone.
I'm not
in that
sure.
Second.
I understand. In Italy, if you're a cop, it's not gay.
No, Jade, if you're a top
Oh my god. That
hindsighters.
wildly changes everything. I definitely misheard you, Mr. Brown,
We had a
because
long conversation about, the ins and outs.
You'll
More
never
ins
hear it.
and outs.
Repeated
the,
ins and outs.
the ins and the outs. It goes to the left and then to the right and then to the left and then to the right.
You're just
and
giving
so on.
one side hell.
It's like you're
critters.
pushing rope.
So what I was saying
Get
before we
back on
left,
track. Yes, proceed, sir.
I was saying that the Muppets get my kid in trouble.
How did that happen?
right.
How did a Muppet get your kid in trouble?
Speaking
so
of
my
gay
kid-
cops.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
We're here.
Yeah.
Tell us about this.
Okay. So, first of all, they got to do a group project. Big mistake right
Oh,
there.
God,
Everybody hates
seriously.
group projects. They're garbage. You know why teachers do group projects?
To torture the kids.
To buy
No.
them time to just sit and,
Yeah.
surf the net.
If you've got 30 kids and you do groups of 3, I've only got 10 things to grade.
Mm-hmm.
I can go do my other job at Walmart or wherever.
I got in trouble once because I was disappointed with who I got paired with, and the teacher shamed me for that. And I was like, "No, they're slackers.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of this." So what did David
So,
do?
well, he actually didn't. He and his partner, they do this whole science presentation, and it was really good. But that's not the point. And they put memes in every once in a while to kind of just do a little gag.
Yeah,
thing.
give a little flavor.
One of the memes was Kermit the Frog being thrown off of a building, and he's like, "Oh." Right?
Funny, of course.
20 points.
Demerits?
20 points
100,
out
I'm
of
assuming.
100 because of that.
He lost 20 points?
But I mean,
They
it's
said-
not. It's not like a racist meme. There's nothing.
No, it's suicide.
What?
I know, right? I'm serious.
He's being thrown and it's suicide. That
And
makes
he's like,
zero
and
sense.
it's like, it's Kermit. So he's going, ah,
And he's-
he's being Kermit.
Oh my god.
Also, Kermit's immortal. He's not going to
Yeah.
die.
yeah,
He'll
he's
be
been
fine.
alive longer than my dad. I'm pretty
He's-
sure.
yeah,
he's
well,
around for the long run.
He outlived Jim Henson.
yeah.
Just
Just like how Jim Cummings,
Yeah.
carries on the Winnie the Pooh and Tigger
Yeah.
voices for his dad because his dad used to be Tigger.
So the Muppets get my kid in trouble. Yeah.
well.
And so I
Kermit,
promised
how dare you?
I promised that I would say something on the show so that hopefully, we
I
can
want him
start.
dead. I want Miss Piggy dead. I want his cat dead.
That's right.
That's
We're
what
eating
Tex Rick-
bacon tonight, Miss Piggy.
Oh.
Ooh, that was horrible, wasn't it?
Oh my god. That was so much dirtier than I think you would.
Well, wait, there's 2 ways you could take that.
I think we already know which way I took.
And I'm trying to figure out which one is worse.
One smells good, the other smells bad. How about that?
Okay, moving on.
Right? All right.
And
We
that's 10 points for Mr. Brown.
at least 10 points on the podcast.
No, I'm taking 30 points off your test score. That's what just
Aw.
happened. I just school-marmed your ass.
See, this is
Deal
a
with
group
it.
project and it's terrible.
Why are you people in Australia still listening to us?
We're
Oh, right.
losing
Because
so much credit.
yeah.
So I do want to mention, I know we're
Oh,
we're-
wait. Sorry.
Okay.
I have to interrupt. Do you guys remember furry toilet seats?
Oh my God, yes.
Yes, of course.
But actually, one of the flaws in this movie, though, is that he puts the seat up and it doesn't immediately fall back down.
so true, yes.
Because my grandmother's house.
you had to have your
Meg-
knee up. You
Oh,
put
yeah.
your knee and peed from the
Yeah,
side.
you had
So
to do
that-
this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like doing it.
Because if you put it up, it just falls back down.
Right. Because of the fluffy thing.
Yeah,
You put
'cause
it
of the-
down.
yeah,
okay,
'cause of the fluffy thing.
the gravity pushes it back down. I was like, wait a minute, did y'all have magic toilets?
No, but
What's
you
happening?
could, it was designed to kind of lean
Yeah.
against it with the fluffy thing. It
Right,
passed
it
the center
tilted it
point and
forward.
was-
The
Right.
engineers tested the tolerances, and the fluffy thing exceeded them.
Oh,
ruined
this
it.
is what
Yeah.
Mr. Brown did for a living.
Yes. I was an engineer.
I wish. You realize how much money those toilet engineers make?
An angle near.
They make a lot.
That's where it's at.
Okay. Well, yeah, I do remember the seats falling down because the fluffy thing it sort of
Old people used to
tilted
do
them
that
off their
stuff, though.
access. That makes sense. But we're at the point in the movie, Hindsighters,
it's
where
over.
the movie is just like going off the rails. The house is being completely destroyed.
Because the bounty hunters have very powerful weapons
Yeah.
and they use them indiscriminately.
Yeah, they just shoot.
At the bowling alley,
Yeah.
against the sheriff's
They
cars.
shoot near the critters.
Well, it vaporizes everything within a
Unless one's in
5-foot
a toilet
radius.
trying
Yeah,
to get down
yeah.
the drain. He just...
And
Now-
yet,
now I
Brad
will-
is the only one who actually accomplishes anything in this entire movie.
One thing that's interesting though, if you
Well, and his mom.
you got to pause it though. Like if you see that wall right there
Yes.
with the plate or whatever the
Yes,
painted
yes.
thing,
I remember
later on, that's going to be shot through.
Okay.
Okay, and if you pause it in the one frame before it cuts around, you can see where they cut the hole. And just literally
and just put some
stuck some
flashbangs or
paper
something, yeah.
on it. Yeah, you can see the outline, the whole thing.
That's
Okay,
cool.
so I have to ask, everybody's mom in this room collected tacky, kitschy stuff. It's considered that now, but like I remember, so my mom collects rooster stuff, and we sort of tease her about
My mom
that.
would be into that.
Porcelain
Yeah.
roosters. Okay.
Hummels. Ours was Hummels.
Do you remember the ducks with like the
Yes.
bibs and the ribbons on their heads?
The like Victorian.
Yes.
Yes. My mom
on
has
plates,
those.
on teapots,
Yeah.
on
yeah.
So we had the commemorative plates that hung up on the walls. We had the ducks. I even have an old bread box from the house that I grew up in, and it has a duck with a blue ribbon around it. So
Yeah.
what are some of the other things? So I know Miss Barb made the ceramic clown. What else did she have in her house?
She had Hummels. You ever heard of Hummels?
Yes, I know what Hummels are.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was her big thing.
They are
Explain to
not
hindsighters who might not know.
guaranteed to retain their value.
Oh, please
This is-
don't tell me that. I'm counting on retiring when she dies.
Yeah, hold on to these; they'll be worth
Spoons
something.
were big.
Yeah,
Spoons.
my mom
Oh,
wasn't.
especially the ones that were from different states.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you went somewhere you had to buy a spoon.
I always had, something I could get my mom no matter where I went.
Yeah.
I'd go into the gift shop, get a spoon
Yeah.
from the Smithsonian, a spoon from Gettysburg, a spoon from anywhere. A spoon from,
My
I don't know.
spoon is
The funny thing is, they still sell those.
wow.
Like if you go to a gift shop, you're still likely to find somewhere in the gift. It's not going to be like prominent, but they'll have shot glasses. They'll have snow globes.
Are we
they'll
talking
have
like
spoon-
antique stores or
No,
more-
touristy.
yeah.
Wow,
Like a tourist place.
Okay.
Like if you went to Gettysburg today, I bet if you go into the gift shop, you can get a spoon.
And I did
Fourscore
that
and
well
7
into
spoons ago.
adulthood when I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
I'd bring it to her. What's the dollhouse in Fort Lauderdale? Well, it's they have great spoons
That's not
there.
what
This
your mom
spoon
sounds like.
sucks.
This spoon. Why does it smell like fish?
Oh.
Was it from a Chinese restaurant?
And there's flour on it,
There could be so many reasons. But yeah,
yes.
and it's bent.
that just
All right, we better stop this line
Why?
of discussion right now and move on. We're
Okay.
about to destroy all the critters.
so
Yes.
yes,
The finale is
critters are
coming.
going down. Yes,
Or is that back in the 60s? Epilogue.
Yeah.
Remember?
denouement.
Epilogue.
You're in
Fiend.
France.
No, the movie. It's like you've even been paying attention the whole time. The audience. The movie.
barely
The movie
talk about it.
ends when we get the characters, the family, the bounty hunters, the police officer. We get them and the critters.
All these
obviously.
random ass
We get 'em-
people that
yeah.
are just thrown together.
We get them in the
this
same spot. Lo and behold, the bounty hunters pretty good at their jobs. They do. No,
wait.
They're like Doctor Who types. They're not really good at being bounty hunters, but they're good at fixing everything
yeah.
and
Now, when
putting
you
it
say
back
they're
to
good at,
normal.
what did they do that would make you think that they didn't take down the aircraft? He
Well,
took it down.
no, they
The
didn't.
drunk guy with a Molotov cocktail,
Yeah.
with a,
What was
with
he
a good
drinking?
arm.
Cocktail Molotov.
Molotov. He was drinking whiskey,
Yeah,
cheap whiskey.
Everclear.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I used to use that stuff in college.
Wild turkey.
Well, eventually we get to a point where Sweetums abducts.
It
It is Sweetums. I'm telling you.
Yes, we love Sweetums.
Sweetums abducts
He
April.
loves Sweetums.
You do
You'll
too.
love him.
You
too.
do too.
You will
just don't
love
know it.
Sweetums.
And he abducts her because I guess he's got a King Kong thing going on, and he just feels like abducting a girl.
He's taking a roadie.
I-
It's a roadie.
Is he gonna?
He's gonna eat her.
Okay, well,
In what fashion?
He's
Not the way
just
I think
gonna
he's
eat her,
perv.
right? So that's it. Like,
Yes.
because the critters are getting bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting bigger.
They are, but then you never see the glove again. So
As Sweetums walks up, you see this massive
Oh, it was
penis.
Sweetums' arm the entire time that was smacking things. Oh, okay. That makes so
It
much
was
more sense
Sweetums,
now.
yes.
Yeah. He had the big arm because they, I'm not sure that we entirely covered this. So the critters get bigger the more that they eat, right?
Yes.
But then I think in subsequent stories, like in the sequels, they bond together into like a big ball.
They do they
So do they not
hold
grow in the
hands?
sequels?
They evolve.
it's
It makes no
fresh.
freaking sense.
You know-
is what you're
Fresh.
trying to tell me.
they took a sort of artistically loose approach to the canon
They
of the
forgot.
Critters cinematic universe. you know,
But
They're
you know,
little,
which I would watch an Ugg movie. I want to see
yeah.
Ugg in a movie,
Yeah.
but only if he's played by Terrence Mann.
he'd be senior Ugg right
Yeah,
now.
Well,
he'd be very
He's definitely an
old Ugg.
older fellow.
Yeah.
But what I loved here too is that the siblings started off with a huge rivalry. And
I
then
knew you were gonna say
and then
this.
They love each other at
Yeah.
the end.
They have catharsis.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
They patch
it's
up their
nice.
relationship.
Well, look,
You're
you
right.
might be a bitch, but you're my sister.
That's right.
Well, no,
Yeah.
this is the thing that I noted, and it's, boys.
Their little hands.
When you're growing up, it's funny because for the most part, boys don't really get in trouble for their scampy like kind of behavior. And the dad does come up with a plate, which we talked about earlier, Jason, where he's like, "Your mom fixed your plate. Here you go. I'm confiscating the slingshot for now."
And no movies.
And the kid is upset, and he's like, "You're always taking my sister's side." And he goes, "Dude, you shot her with a slingshot.
That's right.
That was
Yeah.
not pleasant for
Yeah.
her. It's not that it was just embarrassing. That had to hurt. Like, and
But he didn't
goes,
even do it. He was covering. He didn't
was
want.
covering
He
for-
didn't want Charles to lose his job.
Yeah. He did.
Oh, it was so sweet.
So yeah, hurt your sister to make sure that this.
No,
really
he didn't
no,
shoot her.
He didn't shoot
No,
her.
Charles did.
The man did. He was trying to hit the can.
Yeah, he was trying to
missed
hit the can. Yeah.
I thought he was going to hit
Oh.
the car
Yeah,
and break the
yeah,
window.
that's what
but
I
he
thought,
actually
yeah.
hit
Okay.
April in the posterior.
Yeah.
Raise the posterior.
So he is actually innocent in all of this.
Okay, well then that makes sense. I missed that part because this is a really boring and goofy movie, Jason. I won't lie
Oh,
to you.
come on. It's not. It's not boring.
Well, I didn't see. I have no nostalgia involved with this, so
I do.
I just
Enormous
watched it.
nostalgia.
Yeah, you
Look
were
at the special effects.
You were texting me this morning, telling me, "Hey, don't get attached to Billy Zane because he goes out really
Yeah.
hard."
I
So
said
nobody,
count
nobody's
one,
attached to Billy
but
Zane.
it was only body count two.
Two.
In this whole film.
Yeah, two.
The cop. I had forgotten.
Yeah, it
about
wasn't
the cop.
super violent,
No.
but
No, I mean it's really as far as horror movies.
Not a lot of death.
Yeah, I mean the cop, Billy Zane, and they both happen very quickly and
Right.
early.
and here I thought
Now,
of
now
both
you
of
got
you
to
when
tell
I
me,
watched
as a
this.
director, that explosion is
Was epic.
spectacular.
That was
A lot of pyrotechnics.
yeah. They had
in
a
that.
lot of yeah.
And we've got to talk about the critters again because they're flying away thinking that they're triumphant, and it's just firecrackers.
Yeah, they're like fuck you guys.
Yeah, but they leave enough leeway because Brad has been designing his own explosives the entire time, and somehow it's feasible for him to have blown up them to have blown up an entire house, the critters, and then he, just blows up their ship.
Okay, well
It was in the engine room. There's
he
a fuel source
it,
right
it-
there.
Yeah, it blows up.
I thought this kind of stuff only happened in the 70s, like in
well-
David Carradine
Well,
movies with
yeah,
cars.
yeah. Cars exploded in the 70s. All
Lemons
the time.
exploded
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you bumped like that, your car exploded. If you go off a cliff, especially off a cliff, your car's just going to be fired. by the time
Calamity
it gets
Jade
in there.
style. Exactly.
And ironically, they actually made a car that did that. What I really liked, though, the Pinto. What I loved how the bounty hunter Ugg in the end was like, "Call me." He's like, "We're friends
I
now.
wrote that down.
We're friends."
And he just did it with Brad. So Charlie, the guy who's been sort of out of the loop and awkward the entire time, he believes in the aliens and he's so convinced, and everybody treats him like crap. Then the 12-year-old gets the contact with the bounty
And he's like, hey,
hunters.
can I have one of those too?
But you know,
and he's chasing after them.
but you don't
Like a
really
desperate
see what
girl at a
happens to
party.
Charlie though. He might have convinced him.
Well, he's the bounty hunter at some point because the one bounty hunter transforms into like 40 different people.
Like,
so it's really
Well, you got
confusing
Goofy
to
Charlie,
everyone.
Yeah.
and then Svelte Cool Charlie. the
Yeah, and
bounty
everybody's
hunter.
like, Charlie, what happened to you?
Yeah, I know,
Like they
Charlie,
can't
you're
figure
sexy.
it out. Exactly.
that whole
Charlie.
fillings thing, though. You know, that was actually a thing for a while.
Oh yeah.
Fillings.
yeah.
I mean, there was an episode of L.A. Law that centered around a woman saying that her fillings were picking up transmissions and she could hear them.
yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was a
because
real
of the- yeah.
thing.
It
I mean,
was.
and not that it was a real thing, but it was a
People.
It was
cultural
something that
phenomenon.
people
Yeah,
used,
yeah.
kind of like, oh, it must have been when cell phones were still new. Oh, my cell must have been picking up some crazy person in this other neighborhood. Oh, no, I'm sorry if you heard me cursing out loud
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
phone. Yeah, it's different. But I would like to point out that Brad looks after his pet throughout this whole movie.
Chewie.
His cat.
Chewie.
And
Yes.
I didn't understand. So the bounty hunters leave and they reconstruct Brad's destroyed house, which is very nice of them.
That is good of them.
They are cleaners
Well-
along
well-
with being bounty hunters, and not cleaners in the typical sense. They actually tidy up your home.
Well,
But
only for
then-
him.
Yeah, but the bounty hunter gives him a thing and says, "Call me," and then Brad
It beeps.
knows to push the button on what should really be a phone, and it rebuilds his house. You know what? It's fine.
Well,
it's a movie.
It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't pull up.
So the
you know what?
thing
I
beeps.
like the backwards effects.
The thing beeps. He thinks, "Oh, they're calling me."
Okay.
He goes to
Okay.
answer the phone. It's like, "Oh shit! They just rebuilt the house."
Yeah.
they couldn't just do it
And
on
now
their
they're not
own
going to
with
return
that.
any of my calls. I just know it.
Well, what's bad is
Well, they're like
they
crazy
rebuild the
girls at a
house, but the
party.
roof looks like shit.
Mm.
The
Yeah,
roof
the-
looks terrible.
Well, the roof looked bad in the beginning anyway. I mean, that farmer's not getting any subsidy. He's not getting any loans, like nothing. But this is what I don't understand. So Chewie is constantly under threat. Like
Aw.
you think the critters are going to get him. No, he's wily. He gets away, whatever. And then the bounty hunters reconstruct the house and the cat winds up in the mailbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
because
else? He got sucked into the mailbox.
yeah, because of physics.
Yeah.
And there was
Okay,
a
so you
space,
guys don't know either. Got it.
Space
Yeah.
physics
Like you do.
and chemistry a little.
Whale science.
Yes,
Well, they don't
whale
want to stretch
science.
out the ending. They don't want him to go into the house looking for Chewie.
That's true, yeah.
There's the mail. Oh, let me just open. There it is.
Oh, but here it is, Jason. I was waiting for this
here it
moment just for you.
comes.
The very end
Yeah.
of the movie is
yes. Critters
what's
2.
left over.
There's 3 eggs.
Eggs, eggs,
And
eggs,
it's
eggs, bum, bum.
maniacal laughter.
Yes. Critters
Did you
2,
just say
the new batch.
maniacal?
Who laughs like that?
No, did you just say maniacal?
It's maniacal?
Yes.
Oh, I like maniacal better. Come on.
Yeah, at a certain point, we
I like maniacal.
yeah, we just start pronouncing words funny wise.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. What's so funny? That's not a maniacal laugh. That's kind of a gentle chortle.
That's hysterical there. Wow, wow, wow.
Anyway, this has been a really fun episode.
It has
was
been.
good. I was away last week. It's good to be back.
Yes,
and
long
thank you
time
for
no see.
having me back. Thought I was
I
going to
mean,
lose my spot to young Adam. He was
the-
so fresh and new.
I had Public Works out here to change the locks, but they don't work
He
as
didn't
fast as I
smell
would like
like
them to.
Ben Gay. Okay, back at you.
And on that
And
terrible
you're wondering why you're
disappointment,
not invited. So
Thank you.
anyhow,
for spending your daytime, your nighttime, your dance time, your critters time, your drive time, or whatever time with us.
you're been gay time.
Evidently.
Or Gay Ben.
It's only gay if no one's wearing it.
Alf the
I'm-
Seinfeld, don't end it yet. For God's
wait,
sakes.
no, you're right. You're right. The scary scale. Like a 1.
One scary.
Like a 1.
One.
Because it was like a 9 when I was a kid, and
Negative-
now it's a 1.
Negative
Yeah.
5 scary for me.
As far as Alf to Seinfeld, like a 9.
Yeah. No,
I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would.
So enjoyed it. Well, because not only that, because there was the richness that Jade brings when she does her research and we do the back study. We never did any of that stuff.
No.
Back when this came out, we'd have to go to an encyclopedia to try to find information, or an Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, honestly,
Hindsighters, there used to be this building in
That's
almost
enough out of
every
you.
city
Called,
called
a
a library.
Library.
A library.
Library. Yes.
now it's just for porn.
Oh, what
I thought that's
library
what
do you go
your
to?
P.O. box in college was for.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
So I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
On which scale?
Alf the Seinfeld.
Okay.
I enjoyed
Okay.
it. I enjoyed it more.
Because I'm guessing when you saw it, it wasn't scary.
No, it wasn't scary. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
he was
not
like
as funny.
15, so he
Yes.
was tough and grown.
I was. Yes.
Well, it's one of those things where, this might be the first time that I've ever watched Critters and really paid attention because I was
That's-
going to be talking about it. And so it's amazing how much stuff I've seen the movie a million times,
Right.
but I've never really seen it.
No, and I think that's a whole different spectrum there. Is same with me and Chucky, which we've already released, is that I was so deathly afraid of that movie from just the one time of seeing it. So I didn't watch it over and over again. It scared the hell out of me so sincerely that I stared clear of it until I was in my 30s. So then I rewatched it and I was like, oh, this is kind of ridiculous. And Prince Humperdinck is fighting with a doll. That's interesting. So it's
Yes.
just silly now. Whereas, I don't know, if I went back to the Freddy movies or the Jason movies,
Nightmare on Elm
Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one still holds.
I believe that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is that, like, if I went back to those, it'd be different. But when it comes to where they tried to make comforting objects scary, like a Chucky doll, he's supposed to be a doll that you can snuggle with when you go to sleep, or the critters are even kind of cute. You think that, they could be kind of like pets, but no, they'll
big
kill
teeth.
you. So they try to make comforting things. I think those movies just don't stand up as well because a guy with knives for hands is always going to be scary to me, whereas a
Gonna be
critter,
sharp.
yeah,
Yeah.
a critter not so much. Even though they shoot poison darts out of their face at you, so it just I don't know. I would say -5 for the scary scale, and a dead 5 for Alf to Seinfeld.
All right.
'Cause,
Well done. Thank you, Jade.
It holds up just fine for what it is.
Well, then why don't you take us home?
I shall. Jason sort of started doing that, but we've got more important places to be, Hindsighters. We actually like each other in real life, despite the contention that you see in the studio. So thank you for joining us for our second Halloween episode. And for your drive time, your listening time, your critter shooting poisonous darts at you kind of time. This has been Hindsight with Darth, Jason, and Adam. And good night.